Welcome to Daily Dose of Satanism, your podcast to get your daily dose of Satanism. I'm your host, Satan Wolf. I'm an author of Satanic Verse, as well as my blog, which you can check out at satanwolf.com. It's 100% free. Now, we do have some really cool merchandise that you can purchase, from books to clothes and accessories. There's a wide selection of both satanic and non-satanic products to choose from for those who got a rebellious sense of style. While we always appreciate your support, this is the best way to support the show. You can also give us a like or a share or a subscription at any one of our multiple platforms, from Facebook to Spotify. Thank you very much and enjoy the show.
Welcome back to another episode of Daily Dose of Satanism. I'm your host, Satan Wolf. You came to the right place to get your daily dose of Satan. Today, on episode 9, we're going to take a look at some current events and a look at the Order of the Nine Angles. There's been, this school shooting. It's been, of course, a huge ordeal right now. And I don't know if you guys have heard the rumors yet, but they're starting to say, it was a Catholic school shooting. It was a Satanist. But we all know that's not true. And first of all, even to clear up from the start, they're not saying this person was a member of the, the Church of Satan or even followed Satanism. The Order of the Nine Angles, as we're about to explain, is so far away from what Satanism actually is that there's just no connection. But once again, of course, the masses just lump everything they don't like all together in one category. So here we are to clear that up. Okay, so just some general information about the incident we're talking about. The shooting was carried out by 23-year-old Robin Westman, a former student of the Catholic school. The authorities are investigating it as a hate crime and domestic terrorism. The shooter wrote some sort of manifesto with a fascination with other mass murderers and hatred for many different groups. The connection to the Order of the Nine Angles has not been officially confirmed by law enforcement. These are only social media claims at this point. And I'm pretty sure that there was some gender identity issues there. Robin Westman is not this lady's official name, the birth name. I think she was a man. So not to get into the gender topic, but it's relevant to the show that this person had some gender identity issues. And that definitely, I feel like, contributed to the shooting. But we're going to take a deep look into that in just a second. First, we want to start with, what is this Order of the Nine Angles? Now, if anybody has any better, more current information or just more information on this than me, by all means, please, message me, contact me. You can always reach me on the contact page of my website, satanwolf.com. The ONA, or Order of the Nine Angles, as far as I've been able to find, originated in the UK as late as the late 1960s. It seems that most of the scholars and law enforcement trace the group's public verifiable activity and literature to the early 1970s. The group's alleged founder and main, the creator is David Myatt, M-Y-A-T-T. He wrote under the pseudonym of Anton Long. I guess maybe that's supposed to be LeVay, maybe just with a bigger... Anyway. It's decentralized. It's a neo-Nazi and esoteric terrorist network, essentially, is what it's been branded as officially. Their philosophy advocates for extreme violence, breaking societal rules, and promoting hate to create a new anarchic world. So, lots of difference there between the Order of the Nine Angles and the Satanism. The ONA is pretty much the exact opposite of what we speak about philosophically. They promote hate and chaos. They have a theistic philosophy, believing in Lucifer as whatever they believe in him as, which also contradicts with our beliefs. And there's so many differences, okay? It just has nothing to do with Satanism. There's no reason for anybody to be saying that Satanism had anything to do with this. One is destructive. Our religion is constructive. The core tenets of our philosophy explicitly state a rejection of violence and abuse, particularly toward children. They emphasize that one's body is inviolable, subject only to one's own will. This means violence and forced submission of any kind are abhorrent. We don't believe in impeding upon others' freedoms and liberties unless they make it necessary. These teachings go against any form of physical or psychological abuse. We don't encourage that at all. We encourage people to strive for understanding of the universe and to fight for, whatever they see as right or wrong in the world. We don't give anybody some causes to go out there and go do. That's not us. We don't have some agenda to destroy the world or nothing like that. We definitely have some harsh rule or some hard rules against violence towards children. So there's absolutely no way that this person who committed this atrocity could be a Satanist. And if there was a hell for somebody like this to burn in, I personally wish they would go there. I understand the mental struggles this person went through and emotional struggles, but that doesn't under any means justify the murder of children to me. I don't care how messed up you are. If you do that, burn. Okay, not a lot to say about the Order of the Nine Angles. I just don't simply have enough information. Yeah, my knowledge of them is limited, and what I've been able to find before the show, it just simply wasn't that much.
It's now time for the Satanic Verse of the Day. Satanic Verse of the Day. I am your host, Satan Wolf. Satanic Verse of the Day.
Daily dose of Satanism.
SatanWolf.com.
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 So we're going to go ahead and talk about our Satanic Verse of the Day. Today we're going to be looking at Satanic Verse number 344. The echoes of our shared defiance resonate through the cosmos, a constant reminder of his impending doom. Now, this verse is about how the more our philosophy grows, the more people will start to realize the evils of religion and turn away, marking the impending doom of God and religion. The shared defiance mentioned in the verse is about a collective stance against repressive or oppressive, dogmatic, and tyrannical authority. It's not about promoting violence, but about resisting those who seek to control and dominate others through fear and falsehoods. It's about empowerment of the individual. As more people embrace this philosophy, they're encouraged to think for themselves, question the established dogmas, and rely on their own reasoning and personal sovereignty rather than blindly following a set of rules. It's a symbol of growth. This verse suggests that the spread of this philosophy and the subsequent decline of what is seen as oppressive religion is a sign of progress and liberation for humanity. Rejection of theistic gods, this phrase, his impending doom, is a symbol of representation of the eventual fading of theistic belief systems, which are viewed as harmful constructs that have led to violence and suppression throughout history. I write these verses to be poetic in nature. I just kind of tend to like the flavor of it, and I like to sit there and just really think about what they mean. And I just think that it promotes, some good thought processes to get everything stirring in the right direction. So I hope you guys enjoy them as well. Now, I want to take a minute to talk about the symbolism of Leviathan. In our philosophy, we see Leviathan as a powerful symbol of destruction, hatred, and animosity, but not in a literal malevolent way. We view Leviathan as a representation of the primal destructive urge that exists in all of us. This is the part of us that wants to tear down the old and start from scratch, whether it's a personal obstacle or a flawed idea. This destructive force isn't an evil to be embraced, but a tool to be wielded. We use this symbolism and ritual as a way to channel pent-up emotions and symbolically destroy what is holding us back. The ritual becomes a safe and great outlet for these feelings of animosity, allowing us to confront and overcome them without causing real-world harm. There's a bit of power in deprogramming and blasphemy and such. This Minneapolis tragedy is a cautionary tale about extreme ideologies, essentially. That's what I take from it. If people wouldn't be taught with this religious BS in the first place, this person wouldn't hate themselves so much that they feel the need to go out and shoot a school in the first place. And people say that religion is harmless, but time and time again, we see the violence caused in the name of religion. This is just another example of that. And of course, they're going to try to throw it back on Satanism by saying, oh, this is a satanic thing. They attack the church. No, this is where the church programs somebody to hate themselves to the point that they wanted to go in there and murder people. And this is a core example of exactly what's wrong with religion today. Someone struggling with their identity might find a healthy philosophical path helpful. Like if this person would have actually found Satanism before they turned to this Order of the Nine Angles, maybe they would have learned the self-acceptance that's preached through Satanism, and they would have had an outlet for all that pent-up anger. Maybe they could have did a ritual with Leviathan to destroy these things that it was causing them so much pain inside. And having that healthy outlet allows somebody to move on with their lives and, you know, to process these emotions and still live a life. And that's what I feel like I wish would have happened here. Satanism helps individuals overcome self-hatred, leading them to a place of personal freedom and compassion. Once you're able to get over all this self-hatred you've been programmed for all your life, you know, then you can kind of move on with actually discovering who you really are, and from a place of self-acceptance, not a place of who you're trying to be or who you've been told you should be. To make this clear, you know, I'm not gay in any way. In fact, I grew up mostly taught about how wrong it is, but I never really was, I didn't really care too much one way or the other on that spectrum, even though I'd always been taught that. Satanism kind of taught me that extra little bit to cast that off, and it's just one less thing holding me down. You holding and harboring any sort of intolerance for anybody different than you it hurts you more than anybody, and nothing good can come of that. I would have to say, okay, personally, let's just talk about this one thing. Hatred for Christianity. It's a bit of an extreme, okay? And I don't feel like it does anybody good. Yes, I dislike Christianity. I might say I hate Christianity as far as a religion, as a philosophy, as a concept. But there's a huge difference from hating a philosophy to hating people. Matter of fact, I just had a conversation with a small group of Christian kids who heard me listening to my favorite satanic podcast, Satan's Plane, which I told you about before, Magister Bill M. And they stopped and wanted to ask me about, you know, my religion and everything. And we had a really good conversation. It was a rare breed of open-minded type Christians who were actually able to listen instead of just trying to, you know, kick their religion at me. But, you know, so as a Satanist, you do not have to hate Christians. You just hate Christianity. But that is a very profound difference. I just felt like needed to be pointed out. There's enough hatred in the world as it is without promoting anything that's going to create more, if that makes sense. I think that about wraps it up for today's show. If you guys have any insights about the Order of the Nine Angles you'd like to share, or if I said anything wrong you'd like to correct, and anything like that, just go ahead and send me a message at my website, satanwolf.com. You can find my blog there. I have lots of products for people, satanic products. I got books, clothes, and there's some non-satanic products as well. If you're not one of those who wants to go out branding yourself as a Satanist everywhere you go, there's some really cool stuff there that's just, I feel like, has the devil's sense of humor to it. It's definitely stand out and would get you attention. I would have to say, okay, personally, let's just talk about this one thing. Hatred for Christianity. It's a bit of an extreme, okay? And I don't feel like it does anybody good. Yes, I dislike Christianity. I might say I hate Christianity as far as a religion, as a philosophy, as a concept. But there's a huge difference from hating a philosophy to hating people. Matter of fact, I just had a conversation with a small group of Christian kids who heard me listening to my favorite satanic podcast, Satan's Plane, which I told you about before, Magister Bill M. And they stopped and wanted to ask me about, my religion and everything. And we had a really good conversation. It was a rare breed of open-minded type Christians who were actually able to listen instead of just trying to, kick their religion at me. But, so as a Satanist, you do not have to hate Christians. You just hate Christianity. But that is a very profound difference. I just felt like needed to be pointed out. There's enough hatred in the world as it is without promoting anything that's going to create more, if that makes sense. I think that about wraps it up for today's show. If you guys have any insights about the Order of the Nine Angles you'd like to share, or if I said anything wrong you'd like to correct, and anything like that, just go ahead and send me a message at my website, satanwolf.com. You can find my blog there. I have lots of products for people, satanic products. I got books, clothes, and there's some non-satanic products as well. If you're not one of those who wants to go out branding yourself as a Satanist everywhere you go, there's some really cool stuff there that's just, I feel like, has the devil's sense of humor to it. It's definitely stand out and would get you attention. And again, that's going to be at satanwolf.com. I started this day and I was getting ready to say, what do I want to do this next episode about? And I was like, well, let's see what's going on in satanic news. And I'd already watched this in regular news, and I didn't know that this was showing up as related to Satanism. But apparently it is because of the rumors. And so that's what inspired me to do this whole episode to help clear some of that up for everybody. And I appreciate you guys sticking it out. I listen to these episodes a lot. I go back and play them to myself, just trying to think of ways to improve what I do wrong. And I don't want to point out my little errors that I've seen. It's just if you stuck it out this far, I really appreciate it. Until next time, put not your trust in mortals and gods. True power lies within, and may critical thinking forever guide your path.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in hell. So we take this night our rightful dues, and trespass not on passive pain. Lead us unto temptation, and deliver us from false piety. For this is thy kingdom, power, and glory, forever and ever.
SatanWolf.com.
SatanWolf.com.
Daily dose of Satanism.